All right, what we're working with today is proving triangles congruent using something called side, 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 and side angle side. Before, what we had to do is we had to have one side equal to another, a second one, a third one. And then we also had to have angles all equal. So we had to have 6 pieces to be able to say that things were congruent. And what we're going to learn in this lesson is that actually you only need 3 things. Okay? Side angle side means that I have one side of one triangle congruent to one side of another triangle. Then I have an angle, and then I have a second side. This is what side angle side looks like. The angle is squished in between the sides. So if I have a picture like this, I can give you this, and there's no other triangle you could draw. They have to be congruent triangles. So this is side angle side. The next one is side, 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 which is SSS. So if I draw one triangle, and if one side's equal to the other one, the second one, and the third one, then these triangles have to be congruent. There's no other way to put those sides together and get a triangle. They have to be congruent. So what we're working with today is identifying if it's side angle side or side side side, and we will also be writing some congruency statements. All right, so let's look at this first one. So I'm just going to name this one ACB. Now what you have to notice, I know it's small font, but A is up here by 1 tick mark. So it is not the same as F, because F's by the 2, it's the same as H. So since I put my A first, my H has to come first. And then my C, I came around to the one next to the 2 tick mark, so now that's going to be the F. And then B has an arc, so it has to be the one with the arc, it's G. Now the way that these are congruent is this is a side, this is an angle, and this is a side. They're squished together. So if you write letters on triangles, which is a great strategy, don't put them on both, just put them on one. And so these 2 triangles are congruent by side angle side. All right, right here, this one's easier to see because they're just all sides. So this one's side, side, side. But I'm going to do this one ABC. So A is between the 1 tick mark and the 3 tick marks, which is the same as D. So you have to have A in the same place as D. B is down here, the small one, which is the same as B on the other one. And then C is the same as E. So you have to recognize you may put them in a different order, but as long as you have your A in the same place as D, B in the same place as B, and C in the same place as E, you'll be good to go. All right, now sometimes you're going to have triangles that are connected to each other. When triangles are connected, okay, or when you have connected ones, okay, there's some things you want to look for. The first thing you want to look for is vertical angles. You know that vertical angles are equal. So if you see vertical angles, you know they're equal. The second thing you want to look for is a common side. If they share a side, it's the same measure in both of them, so you can count it. The last thing you want to look for is a right angle. Usually if they're next to each other, if one's a right angle, the other side's a right angle. All right, so let's look at this one. I see that they have a common side. You see how they both have CB right here? So that's a side. It's the same measure on the left as it is on the right. And then if you notice, I have this right angle box. So that means this is a right angle box. So this triangle is side, angle, side. And again, I'm not going to put the letters on both triangles because then you can get 5 or 6 letters and it can be confusing. So now I'm going to pick my left side, D, B, C. D is out here by nothing, so that's the A. B is the right angle, so that means it's B. And C is the top angle, so A, B, C. All right, the next one, I don't have any vertical angles. I do have a common side. Both of them share this side, HF. Well, HF is the same in both triangles, so I can say they're equal. So now if you notice, I have a side, a side, and a side on that top triangle. So it's side, side, side. Now if I make them congruent, I'm going to say HEF. H is between the 2 tick marks and the 3. And so on the other side, that's the same as G. I'm sorry, that's the same as F. Between the 2 and the 3. And then E is this big one down here, that's the easy one to see, which is G. But now it has to be the last one. F is the same as this one here. And these are also the same if they're parallel by alternate interior angles. So hopefully you recognize that. Okay, last thing we need to do is we need to see what's missing. We're looking for the included angle. The best way to do this is to draw a picture. It says that CDE is congruent to FGH. So that means C has to be in the same place as F. D is in the same place as G. So I gotta get my pen. G is in the same place as D, and H is in the same place as E. Now I'm going to mark my picture. It says CD is the same as FG, and then it says CE is the same as FH. Well, it's supposed to be the included one, the one in the center, and the one in the center is right here. This is the squished one. That one is squished in between the 2 sides. So your included angle is angle C is congruent to angle F. Now for number 4, we do the same thing. Again, a picture really helps. It helps you see it clearly because there's so much information that you could need. Again, make sure that things are in the same spot. If they're congruent, they have to be in the same location. Otherwise, it's not going to work. All right, this time I have DE and HG, and then EC and FH. Well, hopefully you can see what's in the same location, and what's squished is E is squished and H is squished. So angle E has to be congruent to angle H. So when writing congruency statements and drawing picture, make sure corresponding parts are in the same spot. And remember, the first 2 ways that we've proved things can be congruent is by side, angle, side, and side, side, side.